Excuse me, can I please talk to you for a minute?
What up, girlfriends? It's your girl, Kindall D, back with the Hey Girlfriend podcast. I want to talk about letting go of anyone. It's mainly going to be about letting go of lovers, exes, people you were in a trauma bond with, someone you know was toxic and you just can't let go. And it's hard. It's the hardest thing to do. And it's because, well, I won't get into why, but I'm going to give my experience because I'm feeling this energy now and lately that a lot of people, a lot of women in my community, on my platforms, wherever, are having difficult time letting go of something. And it can be a number of things. I'm feeling like it's a number of things. I don't feel like it's just a guy. And it could be. It could be some other things. It could be letting go of a version of yourself, letting go of shame, letting go of anything that's just keeping you bound. So I'm going to talk about it in general, and then I'm going to talk about different things that you may have difficulties letting go and need help with. So the reason why I'm feeling this is because, I don't know, I'm just feeling it in the air. And I channeled how I felt when I had to let something go and how hard it was. And it made me empathize and feel for you all because I've been there. Like my last ex, not John, but Sebastian, I had the hardest time letting him go. And it was a toxic relationship. I wanted so much for us, for the relationship. And none of it just ever happened. I would see like maybe glimpses of it, like, oh, okay, maybe he'll change. And he didn't. It was just hurting me, cheating on me, acting like he missed me. And I'll admit, I was really, really infatuated with him because someone like him wanted me. I had him on a pedestal. And it was like he was tall, attractive, all the things. But he just really wasn't shit. And he knew it. But it was just something about him. And I wanted him to act right so I could have my fantasy. I could have my person that I, was head over heels for. So who wouldn't want that? And I feel like this is how trauma bond is formed because you're with someone that you're trying to force yourself to be with because they some kind of way help you deal with some type of trauma or voids or anything you're dealing with. And so you're hanging on because you need them for that one or two particular things. And you just don't want to let go because it's hard and because it means giving up. And it means going into the unknown. And the unknown can be scary. But the unknown is inevitable. And what I mean by that is even staying, you're still dealing with the unknown in a sense. Because it's like you're waiting for them to act right. You don't know when it's going to happen. So why not deal with a better unknown to where at least you won't be dealing with that shit. But, you'll leave that shit alone when you feel like it. That's not what I really want to talk about. I want to go into detail about how to let go and what you can do if the relationship has ended or in your heart it's time to just let go, but you're having difficulty. So not only is it because you're, worried about the unknown or you're scared about it, you're not sure about it. Not only is it that's keeping you bound to this person, the story is not complete. And what I mean by that is it's not complete because you don't want to complete it. You don't want to bring yourself to reality because it means being without them. And I'm not judging you for this. I've been that girl, seriously. But what it is, it's like ending the story would be making peace that it just didn't work out and that's not going to be your person, and you feel for potential and you saw numerous times how they weren't the one. You know, it's coming to terms with all of that you're now going to have to live your life without them. The story's not complete. In your head, you're still hoping. You're still on that fantasy. You're still wishing, and you're still, wanting them so badly. The story's not done in your head. And so if you really are ready to be over them, you have to complete the story, girlfriends. And completing the story really just entails you making peace with things in your mind and in your heart. And here's how I did that can really possibly help you. So for me, I first really, really allowed myself to feel weak for this person. Like, you may be at this stage now. It's like, I know I was weak for them. I know I really wanted them. I know I had all these feelings bottled up, and I just cried it out. Like, I even cried out and I prayed, like, God, take this pain away from me, take this wanting of him out of me. And I just got really real. It's like almost like you're surrendering, saying like, you can't fight the feeling. You are weak for this person. I did that. It's like a last little cry, and I just cried it out when I felt I needed to. I felt the emotions. Then I slowly started moving into reality. And that meant I, would block him. That took a while, I'm not going to lie, because I did search his page. I even played on his phone trying to act like I was the new girl's baby daddy. And that, trying to make him put in his head that, she ain't shit either. She gonna cheat. And, just doing dumb shit. I was doing dumb shit. But I was slowly, coming to realization that he wasn't going to change. Because at first I was afraid that he was going to change for her. And he wanted me to feel like that. They want you to feel like that. They want you to feel like, it was you. Look at me. Ha ha. I'm off happy now with somebody else. And they'll do one or two little things with them that you always wanted them to do with you. Like, he had a picture of him and her posted on his Facebook, and he knew I always wanted to be claimed publicly, but he never would. And that broke me down. He knew it would. So I slowly came to reality, and the reality of it meant that I slowly began to see the games he was playing. I slowly started to see that he wasn't really shit, but was trying to put up this mask like he was. I slowly began to see that, who he was and what it really was. Now, this is whether you're in a toxic relationship or not. Like, if it ended, I want you to come to realize, why it had to end and make peace with it. I mean, you had to let that go in order to get to what's really for you, in order to find peace and happiness, in order to feel better. You had to. It hurt in the moment to do it, but best believe it's probably for a reason. But for me, letting go of that toxic man that I always really wanted was getting really real about who he was. And I started to erase the fantasy I had created in my head around him. And I started to erase all the hopes and dreams I had, because they were my hopes and dreams. It was all me. And some of him, he kind of sold me on, like, we're going to get married one day. I love you more than anybody I ever loved. He said all the love bombing shit. But I had to come to the realization that it was all a lie. Or maybe it wasn't. I'll never know. And that's the thing that I had to make peace with as well, is that, I'll never know how he really felt. I can say one way, like, oh, he probably really did love me, but just couldn't show me it was scary because of his past and his trauma and his abandonment wounds. The other part of me can say, well, he was just a straight up narcissist, probably had no feelings for me. Another part can say, maybe he did, but, he lost the feelings for me and he just can't be with one person. It can be so many scenarios. And that's what makes it hard to end the story. That's what makes it hard to let go, because you're just trying to hold on and figure out why, why couldn't it work, this and that. You're going through the motions. So to silence that, I just realized that even if I got an answer or received closure or whatever to those things, it wouldn't make a difference. It wouldn't change how I was hurting. It wouldn't change and make him come back to me. It wouldn't change a damn thing. I mean, he probably didn't even know how he felt about me. Someone like that, they are confused their own damn selves. And he could have been just using me, who knows? But I had to also realize that how he treated me was not a reflection of me and my worth. I thought for a minute that it was, but I feel like my self-worth started to emerge out of that because I needed it to heal myself. And I feel like I started to become stronger and stronger by realizing that, he really didn't need to be on this pedestal. My self-worth started to rise when I started to take him off the pedestal and take him out of the dream world I had him in and just look at him for the person that he actually really was. And that means that, okay, yeah, he had some good qualities. I listed good qualities. And I also thought about the bad. And the bad outweighed the good. And I didn't, I gave myself compassion for feeling for him and having love for him. I made peace with that as well. And so in doing all of this, I slowly began to let go and move on, because I slowly started to realize it wasn't going to happen. And the woman that I was becoming, it was never going to work. I just had to come to that reality. And I slowly started to realize that, okay, so my dreams didn't die with him. Like, love didn't end with him. Like, there's still love out there, and it can be more of what I want. And so I started dating again. And it was really just me coming to reality about that situation. Now, I didn't start the childhood wounds and healing and all that until really recently, to be honest, because I started healing. I healed from a toxic relationship and the shit that I've been through and realized I wanted better. But the childhood shit, I'm just now healing. And I've been in my relationship for 6 years and going on 7 years. Been married we're married now. I got married in April. I had to think about it. So that's why it's important to also realize that you can heal in a relationship too. I just thought I'd throw that in there. But letting go, and this can apply to letting go of something you really wanted that doesn't have to do with relationships. It can be letting go of anything that you really, really wanted to happen, whether it's you really wanted to get that job, you really wanted, that approval from something. You really want, whatever it is. I can't think of a list of things, y'all, but whatever you're dealing with and you feel like you got to let something go. It's the art of letting go. It's just basically understanding that the unknown and unexpected is not to be feared. It's knowing that it's all a part of the journey. It's understanding that in order to get what you want, you have to let go. It's understanding that you miss out when you hold on. And once you get out of your head that letting go equates to something bad, that you're missing out, that you're letting go what you always wanted, you got to think about it. Like, you're holding on to something that's, trying to let go of you. So you're trying to force it. And you're trying to hold on to something that is not bringing you any peace. It's not doing anything good for you. But you're holding on out of fear. And you're holding on, trying so hard to make this be it. And you're thinking you're going to miss out if you let go. But think about it. What you're holding on to has been the same. It hasn't changed. What you're holding on to doesn't want to be there. What you're holding on to really wants to go. So it's like what you're holding on to is really known that it's not going to be anything different. But think about what all can lie in the unknown. So much. Think about it. If it's unknown, that means there's so many things that can happen for you. But you're holding on to this one thing that's shown you over and over again that it really ain't anything worth holding on to. But you're scared of the unknown. But think about what the unknown has. The unknown has so many opportunities for you. The unknown has the woman you really want to become. The unknown has all the dreams you want to make come true. The unknown has that love you always really wanted. The unknown has everything that you can imagine. You're missing it. You're missing out on it. Holding on to this known thing that's not changing, staying the same, and you're just stuck in the same thing. So it's like, once I wrap my head around that letting go is really, really good, I started getting excited about the unknown. So that's what helped me to like really start dating and really letting go of my toxic ex. It's the more and more I realized that he ain't shit. And it's something that's known. It's not going to change. He can never be the man I really want, that I've always pictured myself to be with. You know, he could never, none of that can never happen. I've tried. And so I just went with the unknown. And I'm enjoying going with the unknown. I'm still going with the unknown, even with other things in my life. Like, of course, yes, I'm in a healthy relationship, married and all that. But there's so many other things that I had to let go that I'm going into the unknown. And the unknown is just, that's how I feel like the law of attraction works. It's when you treat the unknown like it's unexpected and you're not so anxious about the future. You're not worried about it. You're knowing that what's going to come is going to come. What's going to go is going to go. And whatever stays is for you and you're happy with it. And it's going to be better than what you imagined. And that known is the imagined, if you will. That guy, that whatever you can't let go of is the known. And you're not going to get anything more than that known. So why would you settle for less when you can have so much more? That's not something to be afraid of when you think about it. Like, why be afraid of that? And I know it's scary at first to let go, but it's time to move on. You'll get tired and you'll slowly start to realize if you had to let go, say if you were forced to let go of something and now you're, you know, a little sad about it, a little down about it, it's okay. But as the days go by, slowly work your excitement up towards, you know, wondering and being curious about, okay, so that means something else can happen. Something better could come. And I promise you, that curiosity I had after ending things with that relationship, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm single. I look good. These are things I actually thought I look good. I'm young. There are a lot of cute guys that are out there that I notice. You know, there's this and that, and I can do this. And, you know, I slowly started getting curious and more excited. Like, the unknown's not so bad. There's a lot that can happen. Like, I did have this dream of love being this way. I did have this dream of being married. I did have this dream of this. Let me see what I can do with it. Let me see what I can make come true. And I just started walking towards the unknown. And it's like, oh, another surprise, excitement. And that's why I'm not afraid to let go anymore of anything. Not saying it won't be hard. You don't have to be just a man or a relationship, but I'm not saying that it will be easy. But y'all, try to change your mindset around what letting go entails and what the unknown entails. If you change your mindset around what the unknown entails, you won't be so afraid of letting go. And you'll be curious and excited about what's to come. And that's how the law of attraction works. And that's how you attract more and more into your life of what you want. And you can't be sitting there expecting it to come in this certain package, expecting it to look a certain way. If you try to expect it, you're going to get the package that you're, quote unquote, expecting, but it's not going to have everything that you want in it. It's like you're getting something in the mail for Amazon that you're really, really wanting, and you're wanting it to come a certain way, and you get it, open it up, it ain't what you thought, but it came in the package you wanted, but it ain't what you thought was inside. I don't know how they really went together, but I had it in my head, but I lost it. But yeah, I don't get what I'm saying. I'm saying, if you keep a open mind to what can happen for you and be open to the unexpected, have your standards, have your boundaries, have all that with you, Not saying to just take anything that comes your way, but I'm saying if you be open to it, it coming to you a different way than you imagine, it's going to be better than you imagine. Can you imagine getting better than what you imagined? I've gotten better than what I've ever imagined, and it's only getting better. And so it's like I keep a open heart and mind to it, and I try not to stress about it not being here yet. Whatever it is I want. There's a lot of things I want, and I'm just, being open to embracing it. And that's how you let go. That's how because letting go is just opening your arms up to what wants to come in next. Because sometimes what you had before was just there for the experience. If it was a relationship, maybe it was just a karmic relationship. A karmic relationship was just someone that came in that had to teach you a lesson about something. There's more details into that, but I won't get into that. Maybe another episode. We'll see. I have to do more research on it because I know a little about it, but I have to do more research on karmic relationships. But that's really, really, really a thing. And so, yeah. I think that's all I got to say about letting go. Like, I know it'll be hard to let go, but I want you to slowly start focusing your mind on what it is you do want. Like, start focusing on the kind of woman you want to be, what you want for yourself. Like, focus in on that. And then once you focus in on that, you're going to realize you had to let that go. You're going to realize, okay, that had to leave. I had to move on because maybe it wasn't going to put me in the direction that I wanted to go in. I had to. And then just get excited about what's to come, because the unknown and the unexpected can be so, so rewarding. You just got to embrace it and treat it like such, and not like it's something scary. If it's something scary, then it's going to, whatever you want is going to stay away from you, because everything that you don't have yet is unknown. So if you're afraid of the unknown, it's not going to come to you. Or it may be trying to come to you and you just keep on sideswiping it and not realizing that, hey, I'm trying to get to you, but you're afraid of me, So that's what helped me with letting go. And that's what helped me to learn how to let go. And that's how I'm not afraid to let go of anything now. Not saying that it won't be hard if I ever had to, but I know for a fact now that the unknown and letting go and walking into something different can be such a very, very good thing for me. And it only goes up and gets better. That's what I know for a fact now. So once you know that for a fact, you can let go of any damn thing and any damn body. So, girlfriends, that's all I got for this podcast episode. Until the next one, peace out.